host, David Marcellus. Just call me David. It's fine. I'm gonna be going over the great Roman Empire. Rome, when it started was a little city, or a town, or a village, whatever you call it. It only had 100 people, or 1,000. But Rome was not gonna be so little at first. They copied the Greeks. Their style, their culture, and their even words they copied. And even some of their weaponry they copied. Roman's army was pretty strong. Rome did not just recruit just farmers and dogs. They trained soldiers to fight in the war. So they're not just farmers. Like they pitchfork and all that stuff. They're not just farmers. But if they needed more people, they would go ask the farmers and the other stuff, the plebeians, the poor, and the rich to fight in the war. Then there were leaders, centurions. Centurions are leaders that move the groups. Let me get the page. Yes. Each group was divided into 60 and 120 men. And these groups would have at least one centurion to lead them. And the centurions always move their foot right to left, because left foot means sin. It means bad luck. So they always move their right foot first. That's it for ABC News. Thank you. And can you please visit our website at abcnews.com. Let me go move to Tom. He'll show you the show.
Excuse me, sir. We need recruits, soldiers for the war.
I'm humbly sorry, sir, but I cutted my thumbs, so I can't do anything, even if I have to go in the war. I'll show you. Look at my thumbs. I can't even hold a broom. Look, it falls off my hand. So sorry.
I see a lot of people cutting their thumb off. The king wants us to get recruits, but people could not tell me they can fight. So we have to give them a harder injury. Goodbye, sir.
Sorry, I was just lying. You don't have to harm me. I'll come to the war. When do I come to the war? Look, I can even hold that broom that you just hold. So don't give me a harder injury than I had.
I shall see you in the town hall, sir. The world will be very great, and we will win the war.
Hi, I'm Tommy, or Death. Just call me Death, for now. I'm gonna be going over all the emperors, not all, but most of them, how they died. So let's begin. The first emperor was August. He died from old age, or he died from his wife feeding him a fig and he got poisoned. That sounds nice, of course, but I have to deal with it. So, it was not nice. He's complaining all the time to me. It's not so cool. Well, next up is Tiberius. He died from old age at 77. So he didn't make a fuss, he just said, let me go to heaven. But he should go to hell most likely. Next up is Caligula. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Stabbed to death by a sentient conspirator. Why would someone stab him? But how do I know? Clytus. Next up is Clytus. Poisoned to death with mushrooms by his wife. Why is wife poisoning his own husband? Man. Life is so horrible. Next up is Nero. Cut his own throat, faced with being blamed a public enemy. Wow, what a brave person to cut his own throat. Galba, the next emperor, was murdered by a patrician guardsman. That's a hard way to go. Next up is Otho. Stabbed himself after losing in a battle of Vitellius. I'll butcher some stuff, but that's fine. Why would he stab himself? That makes no sense. Next up is Vitellius. Murdered by a troop of Vespasian. Why would they? Man, at least I don't have to deal with that. I'm already dead enough. Vespasian, the guy that murdered that person, died of several diarrhea. A lot of diarrhea. Probably explosive diarrhea. I seen it. And he did it in front of me as well. That was disgusting. Theseus. Next up is Theseus. Died of a fever. A fever comes naturally. Next up is Demoniton. Assassinated by court officials. I don't understand why the court officials assassinated him, but he probably was a bad guy. That's why he's in hell right now. Nerva. The next one is Nerva. Death caused by a stroke and a scourge fever. Man, that's a painful way to go. But at least I'm dead. And I just have to kill people. Trojan. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Death of an ixmedia. Exhaling swelling in the body. He was swelled to death. You had to see him. He was pretty fat. Hadrian. Died of a heart failure brought upon by old age. Well, he lived a long time, so he lived his life. Antipolypus died of old age at 74. Good life. We have two kings this time. It is Marcellus Aurus and then Lucas Verus. Thought to have died of smallpox. They both died of smallpox. Next up is Commandus. I want to butcher these names. Commandus was choked to death by a wrestler. Man, thank God that's not me in real life. Actually, yeah, he was choked to death and I don't like that. Why would they choke an emperor anyway? Next up is Petronix. Murdered by a Petronian guard. Wow, so much murders. Titus Gemullius. He was decapitated in the order of the Senate. Stephen Severus. Yes, that pincer was and so Stefan Severus died from a combination of disease and gulfs. Geta, the new emperor, was killed by Caracalla. Was killed by Caracalla. And then Caracalla was assassinated or killed by let me read my book. It's hard to remember all the stuff. No, he was stabbed to death by a soldier allied with Marcus. Well, he killed one of his friends, so he's gonna get stabbed. Marcus and Dominus was both executed or decapitated. Wow. This is too wrong, but let's go on with the show. Eglibus, murdered by a Petrian guard. Nah, I don't care. I didn't like that guy anyway. I don't know why he's in heaven though. Well, let's move on. Severus Alexander, murdered by soldiers on his own army. His own soldiers killed him. Well, that's a betrayal. Or he did something to betray him. I don't remember. That was 2,000 years ago. I don't remember all that stuff. Maximinus was killed. But let me read this book again. He died in battle fighting a Prominix army. No, that was Gordian the second died in battle fighting a Prominix one. Gordian first hung himself to death hearing that his son died. Maximinus the first Maximinus was assassinated by the Petrian guard. What's up next? I need to have some break. Well, Babulus and Publinus were both decapitated. Their heads were decapitated by a Petrian soldier. Gordian III, the Great, thought to have died in battle or was murdered by his army in favor of Philip the First. So his own army killed him. Thank you for watching this show. I hope you enjoy, and I want you to guys have a great nightmare, a great death day. Because without death, they wouldn't be a good soldier.